In this video, we'll demonstrate AdvancePro version 10. We'll show you some of the workflows that are involved in AdvancePro, and we'll also take a look at some of the setup items you may be interested in. We'll start by logging into the system. When you initially set up AdvancePro, you'll create a username and password, and the administrator can then go ahead and create additional users based on the licensing that you've purchased. Once you log in, you'll see the workspace, the My Workspace screen. Here, you'll see a list of activities that need to take place within your company. So here, for example, we see that there's 1 open customer order and 5 orders that are ready to ship in the warehouse. We have no open vendor orders. Let's go ahead and create a product. To do that, we do have a shortcut here at the left-hand side of the screen, as we do for many other items as well, many shortcuts. But for the purposes of our demo, we'll take the long route just to get you a little bit more familiar with the software. So we'll go to the product screen and we'll click on Add Product. Here, we'll start by creating the required information. The required information in this case is the product name. Let's call it an A101, and the internal SKU number, we'll make it the same as the product name. There are many other options when setting up a product, such as associating the product to a category, setting up the unit of measure for the product, and typing in a product description. This is a great product, just an example. In the next screen, we can assign a vendor or multiple vendors for this product. So here, we'll just select a single vendor and click Associate, and Done. And now we'll enter in our cost price, as well as a markup. We can also, if you don't know the markup you want to charge, but you do know your selling price, you can enter that, and AdvancePro will calculate the markup for you. Again, there are many features that are available here, such as a unit breakdown. If you purchase in a certain size case and break that down into a number of units that you can sell, there are features here to accommodate that. For the purposes of our demo, we'll keep things simple and we'll go ahead onto the next screen. Here, there's just one really nice feature that I would like to point out for the purposes of our demo. We can set up a reorder alert level. What I mean by that here is that we can tell the system that when we drop below a certain quantity, we'd like to be alerted that it's time to reorder this product and to what level we would like to reorder this product. We can then click Update and Close, and we've now saved that information in our system. Once again, there's much more that we can do here, but for the purposes of our demo, that should suffice. Now let's go ahead and place a vendor order. We'll do that by clicking on Vendors and clicking Place New Order. Here we'll select the vendor and hit Proceed. In this screen, we can specify payment terms, the ship date, the expected date, the carrier information, and we can also obviously add products to our vendor order. That can be done by typing in a SKU number, using the drop-down menu, typing in a product name, or simply searching for the product that you'd like to add to the order. A really nice feature I'd just like to point out here is that this checkbox can be clicked to display only the products that are currently below the reorder level. So for example, here we see that we've got our product that we've just created, the A101, which has a reorder level of 500. We have 0 in stock, so the system is recommending that we order 1,000 units. We can then simply check off this checkbox and click Add, and that will add that product in the correct quantity to our vendor PO. Once we save this order, we can email it to the vendor, or we can print it off for our records or to mail it to the vendor, whatever you like. We can then go ahead and place the order, and AdvancePro will give us confirmation that the vendor order has been successfully processed and has been sent to the warehouse for receiving. So let's go ahead and receive this order now at the warehouse. To access the warehouse, we'll click on the Warehouse button here at the top of the screen, and we'll click on the 4, indicating that there's 4 orders to receive. Here we'll open up the order that we've just placed, and here we'll indicate a reference number or a vendor bill number if you do have your vendor bill at the time of receiving this order. If you don't have that yet, don't worry about that. You can always enter the vendor bill while the order is at the pending invoice stage. So at a later point in time, when that information does come, you can enter that in. We'll go ahead and enter the quantity that we are receiving here. I just want to point out that AdvancePro is optimized for use with a barcode scanner as well. So if you do have barcoded labels, if you have serial numbers that are barcoded, AdvancePro does work well with those items using a barcode scanner hooked up to your system. We do also offer a mobile offering that allows you to receive orders, pick orders, pack orders, as well as manage other inventory functions. Let's go ahead and receive this inventory. We do have the option, as I mentioned, to enter lot and serial numbers, but in our case, we'll proceed without doing that. Now the products have been successfully received, and let's go ahead and take a look at the vendor bill that's been created as a result. To find that, we'll click on Vendors, and then click View All Bills and Credit Memos. Here we'll click on the PO number, and here we can just verify that the price is correct. As I mentioned earlier, at this stage, once your vendor bill has actually come in, you can go ahead and update the vendor bill number. A really nice feature that I'd like to just point out here is the landed cost freight module. This module allows you to apply a landed cost to your order so that you can get a better understanding of what the products are actually costing you to bring in. So let's just create an example here. Let's say this cost us $7,500 in customs duty. So here we'll select the vendor that provided us with that service, as well as the service that they provided us with, and the PO number for that service. We can then specify how we would like these costs spread out across the order, whether it's by quantity, by cost, by weight, or by volume. And I did want to mention as well that we can actually build in multiple freight items here. So if there's a few different freight invoices involved, we can create all of those here and help to spread out that cost across all of the items that are on your vendor order. We'll now hit Save and Close. And if we choose this Display Freight option, this is going to tell us our unit freight cost rather. So it cost us, in this case, $10 per unit to bring in this product, and our price with freight. So this is our cost price with freight is $310 per unit. Once we hit Save and Create Bill, AdvancePro will create the vendor bill as well as the bills for the freight items that we have added here. That will move the invoice from the pending stage to the build stage. Rather, it will move the vendor bill from the pending stage into the build stage, and it will create the records for us that are now exportable to QuickBooks. And we'll come back to how the export to QuickBooks works a little bit later. Now let's take a look at our View Inventory screen. So here we're going to click on the Products screen here at the top, and let's take a look at View All Products. In this screen, we can see a listing of all of our products, as well as the SKU number, the UPC number, the product name, the vendor that supplies us. This would be the primary vendor for this product. We can take a look at the cost price, our selling price, as well as our current stock level. Using the eye icon, we can take a look at the transaction history for a product, and we can take a look at the quantity information as well as the average cost information for this product. We also have a Manage Inventory screen that allows you to do things like transfer inventory between picking locations. It allows you to do things like transferring inventory between warehouses and do things like manual inventory adjustments. There are additional features available here. For demonstration purposes, we'll keep it simple and we'll move on. Now let's take a look at creating a customer purchase order or a sales order. There are a number of ways that customer orders can be entered into AdvancePro. AdvancePro does offer integrated web services, so we do have a B2C shopping cart, a B2B shopping cart, as well as a sales rep web portal. These web services integrate with AdvancePro so that you have visibility into current stock levels and you can manage all information on your websites all from inside of AdvancePro. It's all managed in using AdvancePro as the back end, as the brain of the operation. We can also import orders from an Excel spreadsheet using the Order Import tool, or we can go about placing orders using the manual route, which is what I'll demonstrate here. So let's go ahead and click Place New Order. In this screen, we'll select the customer that's placing the order. We can see here as well the billing address, shipping address, a PO number, and if you have sales reps, you can specify who the sales rep is for this particular order. Here we have a checkbox that allows you to view order history, and we have a checkbox here allowing you to view the invoice history. So you can see if this customer has been invoiced for their orders and if they've been paying for those invoices. We'll hit proceed, and this will bring us into the order placement screen. So here, very similar to the vendor order, we can type in a SKU number, we can use the drop-down menu, we could use a barcode scanner to scan the product that we'd like to add to the order, we can type in the name of the product, or we can search for a category of products, or we can simply choose to search all products and add products to our order that way. I would like to point out here as well that it's very easy to add multiple products to the order at the same time. And by clicking on Add, we've now added all of these products to our order. Clicking on the eye icon over here will allow you, let's just take a quick look. Clicking on the eye icon will allow you to view if you have any of this product on customer back orders currently, as well as if you have this product on any vendor orders, so that it will give you an idea of if you have incoming stock, if you have orders that you need to fill. We'll go ahead and hit Save. And just before we place the order, there are a number of things we can do here. We can save this order as a quote, we can print this information, we can email this information, we can take payment here using integrated payment services such as PayFlow Pro and Authorize.net, and we can of course go ahead and place our order, which is what we'll do here. In this screen, the Process Order screen, AdvancePro will automatically try and figure out what the best way is to fill this order. If you do have the inventory in stock, AdvancePro will try and pull that quantity from stock, as is the case in all of these products here. If you do not have any of that product in stock, AdvancePro will create that item on a vendor order for you. And finally, if you do any drop shipping, you can specify which items you would like drop shipped. We'll now go ahead and process our order. And what's happening as a result of processing that order is a pick ticket has now been created. Had we created a vendor order for any of those items, the vendor order would have been created over here, and we could then click into that as well. A really nice feature I'd like to point out is that vendor orders can actually be consolidated based on customer orders. What I mean by that is if you have 100 customer orders for different products that you do not have in stock, you can actually create a single vendor order from all of those customer orders and aggregate that information just for greater visibility into how your vendor orders are being built up. Once this pick ticket has been created, we can go ahead and click here to quickly access that pick ticket. But once again, for demonstration purposes, we'll take the longer route. We'll click on the warehouse screen, and here we'll click on the orders to pick. As we can see, we have 6 of those. And here, let's go ahead and pick our current order. Now here, once again, using a barcode scanner, you can scan the SKUs to add them to the order, or we can manually type in that quantity. Also from this screen, we can choose whether we would like to pick now and pack later, pick and pack now and ship later, or we can choose to simply ship now. This really, of course, depends on your internal workflow as well. We do also integrate with UPS Worldship and the FedEx shipping program as well. And the way that this works is we can click on this module here, specify the service type, the package type, enter all of this information. We would then hit prepare for UPS and ship. This information would flow over into the UPS Worldship program where the shipping label would be printed and a tracking number will come back from UPS Worldship back into AdvancePro for you. If you're not using an integrated shipping provider, you can of course enter the tracking number over here, and you can specify your carrier and carrier account number as well. We'll now hit save and submit. This will mark the order as shipped, and this will also automatically create a pending invoice for you. We'll access that pending invoice by clicking here on the customer's screen and clicking view all invoices and credit memos. Here we'll click on our invoice, and here we can just verify that the pricing information is correct. Once we have verified that all of that is correct, we can go ahead and click create invoice, and this will move the invoice from the pending stage into the approved invoice stage, and any invoice that is in this stage is now ready for export into QuickBooks. As I promised at the vendor bill stage, we're now going to discuss how this information gets into QuickBooks. So let's discuss that. We'll click on the QuickBooks panel here at the top of the screen, and here we have a few options. AdvancePro integrates with QuickBooks Online as well as desktop versions of QuickBooks. The synchronization itself can be done on demand by clicking on the Export to QB button, or it can be set up to be exported at an interval of every 1 to 12 hours using the settings menu over here. Let's now continue and just take a look at some of our reporting options that are available here in AdvancePro. The software itself contains over 50 canned reports, from general reports to sales reports, warehouse reports, product reports. We can take a look at customer backorder items, lot and serial number reports. Really, there are many reporting options that are available to you here. Let's just take a quick look at one of our reports. Let's take a look at the sales report by customer. So we can print off one of these and choose to display a report for our top 5 customers. This is a date-ranged report, and we can specify all of the details of what we would like to see in particular on this report. So here we've only got 4 customers, so we're only seeing 4 customers, but you get the idea of how this report looks and feels. One last item I'd like to point out is the multiple company reporting feature. This is a great feature that allows you to generate reports if you do have multiple companies using AdvancePro. So if you're a 3PL company or you just have multiple companies operating out of the same warehouse, this reporting gives you visibility into all of the activities and transactions in all of your warehouses. Sorry, rather in all of your companies. With that, I think this concludes our demonstration. I'd like to thank you for watching this AdvancePro demonstration, and thank you for joining us.